Hey, good morning. It's Jeremy, Classic Guitar Rock Podcast. We're going to do something a little different today. I'm on the road working. I'm actually in Orlando today for work. And I thought just for fun, we'd answer some mail. So these are emails we've received over the last week or so at classicguitarrock@mail.com. You can always email us comments, suggestions, complaints. Send us an email, classicguitarrock@mail.com. And we've got a few we're gonna go over today. And in fact, if you're joining live, you can post a comment or question also as we go through this. So let's hop into this. Unfiltered. First one, Jeremy, love the podcast, but you need to let JR talk more. JR probably sent this in. Seriously, I enjoy the episodes very much. Keep up the great work, Lee Dow. Lee, thank you so much. And yes, I do need to let JR talk more. I talk way too much. I talk over JR. I used to talk over John when he was on and Jeff when he was on. That's an opportunity that I have to shut up, to talk less. So thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your email. Here's another one. Dear CGR Podcast, I'm hoping to hear you guys discuss one of my favorite bands, Jethro Tull. Any plans for an episode dedicated to them? Thanks, Drew. Drew, thanks for the email. Actually, we do have plans. In fact, one of our episodes that JR and I had planned to do was about Aqualung. We were gonna review that album, so we'll still be doing that. So stay tuned. There will be a Jethro Tull episode coming up here before too long. Next email, Jeremy and JR, thanks for plugging the new Saxon album. You mentioned you've been enjoying their new album, Hellfire and Damnation. Yep, I'm loving it too. I'm a Saxon fan from way back since the new wave of British heavy metal days. I think they are super underrated, but they have continued to put out great albums, even with no fanfare. Thanks for your podcast, Stu Jeffrey. Stu, thank you so much. And yes, just over the weekend, I posted another blurb about how much I'm enjoying the new Saxon album. It's really good. It's great. You know, it has that classic new wave of British heavy metal sound. Saxon's always kind of been true to that sound. And I think they're a great band, and I agree that they are underrated. I think I mentioned this before. I've seen Saxon several times, always opening for someone else, but every time I've seen them, they've been really good. So yeah, I'm super excited about the new Saxon album, and I would highly recommend any of you check it out. You can stream it, listen to it. It's a great album. All right. Next one, Classic Guitar Rock. Hey, how about a show about the great ladies of classic rock? Janis Joplin, Ann and Nancy Wilson, Pat Benatar, Joan Jett, etc. Nikki in SC. Nikki, that's a great idea, and I think that's great. I mean, I don't necessarily want to do an episode where we just say, "Hey, we're going to talk about all the women in classic rock," and the reason that is, and I just, to me, great classic rock is great classic rock. Doesn't matter if it's male, female. Most of the artists are male, right? So, I mean, that's why we. But I don't consciously make a decision to let's only talk about men or let's only. I wouldn't want to relegate it to one episode where we say we're just going to talk about women today, because that's kind of like, I don't know. Great classic rock is great classic rock. Um, Regardless of the gender or sex of the artist. There are absolutely some phenomenal classic rock artists that are female. And I don't know that we've dedicated a full episode just to one artist, but I know we've talked about Hart, we've talked about Pat Benatar quite a bit. But thank you for your input, and I will absolutely make sure that we talk about. Again, I don't know that I do an episode where we say let's talk about the ladies of classic rock, because I don't know. I think that's kind of I don't know that that's necessary. Um, but I'll, it's under consideration. Maybe we could do that. Thank you for the email. Next one. So, what's the deal? Are you a Kiss fan or not? Every time I watch a daily update, you're bashing Kiss. Yes, I am a big Kiss fan, so I'm a little sensitive to the Kiss bashing. LOL. Still love the podcast though. Thanks, Barry. Barry, thank you. And I don't mean to be bashing Kiss. Um, I think I've been pretty straightforward about this. Um, I think Kiss is very important. I think they were a great band. Musically, were they the best band in the world? No, but I think that they inspired so many folks like myself to get into music. They were fun. They're still fun as characters. Gene and Paul are interesting. So yeah, I'm definitely a Kiss fan, but they've done goofy stuff, right? Especially the Avatar things lately. The whole end of the road, the back and forth between Ace and Kiss. So they kind of bring some of it on themselves. But absolutely, I am a Kiss fan. I like Kiss, but I also, if there's stuff we can bash, we'll bash. I think some of it's justified, but rest assured, I am a Kiss fan. I am a Kiss fan. I think they were very important, very inspirational. I thought it was a joke that it took as long as it did for them to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They should have gone in the very first year the hall was open, um, or the second year, whatever. I mean, they are hugely influential and important band. But yes, they do some things that are funny, and and I talk about that as well. But I am a fan of Kiss. I don't mean to be bashing them. Well, sometimes I do because they do stuff that's bashable, right? But thank you so much for the email. Okay, hang on just a sec. Got one. I got a cold. I got to blow my nose. Hang on. I was on an airplane all day yesterday, and that never helps if you've got a cold. Um, hey, CGR guys, this is a little inside baseball, perhaps, but I'm interested in starting my own music related podcast. Any tips for someone just starting out? Well, Brian, this is from Brian K. Brian, I do have some tips. And for you or anyone else thinking of starting a podcast, here's my tip: do it. Don't wait. Okay, don't wait till you're ready because you'll never be ready. Okay, just do it. Just there are a number of platforms out there, and yeah, this is kind of inside baseball, but I'll share it. Um, Spotify for podcasters is free, and I use it. It's a great platform. So I would go out there, go to the website Spotify for podcasters, um, and you can get started. The equipment you'll need is very minimal. I mean, literally, you wouldn't even. I mean, you could just do it with a laptop. It's probably good to get a microphone. I'm not using a microphone. I'm just using my condenser mic today on my computer, so it doesn't sound as good as usual. So I would recommend some type of mic, even a USB mic. Um, so so the key is get started. Don't wait. Here's the other key: have a niche. Right? You can't just do a podcast about anything and everything. So you got to have a niche. You mentioned music related. Mine's about classic rock, right? So you pick a niche. And the mistake that some podcasters make is they try and do a podcast about everything, anything and everything. And so it's hard to really develop or grow an audience if you don't have some type of niche. But get started. If I go back and listen to my very first podcast, sometimes and I've done several. I do this one for fun, but I've done podcasts for my for my real job, right? I do a podcast for the company that I work for, and I've done a number of podcasts. The key is to just get started, right? Just get started. Don't wait till you're completely ready, because you'll never be ready. But podcasting is fun. Pick a topic that you are excited about, that you are passionate about, and then it will remain fun, right? If you go into a podcast with the idea of making money, I'm going to research the most popular topic that I can make money with. Well, that's not a good idea, because you got to do something that you're excited about, that you actually enjoy talking about, because it's going to get really old really fast. So, I guess that's the first thing I'd think of is don't wait. Just get started. Go find a platform and start your podcast. And it'll start out really slow, and you'll think no one's listening, because no one will be listening at first. But after a little time, you make a little traction, you keep doing it, you'll grow an audience. And I think if you are having fun, people know that, and they'll enjoy it. If they can sense if you're just doing it because you're trying to make money at it or whatever. And guys, if your intention is to make money with the podcast, well, there's a lot better ways to make money. There's not a whole lot of money in it. Joe Rogan, he makes a lot of money with his podcast. He's probably the only person, but podcasters aren't generally in it for the money. But pick a topic that you're passionate about, that you enjoy talking about, and jump into it, and it should be a lot of fun for you. So what are you waiting for? Get started. All right, so those are all the emails I have for today. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll try and do this again while I'm down here in Orlando, if I can. But thank you so much for watching, and we'll do it again. Live long and prosper. Bye-bye.